of any sort of like any of the product, like the actual like mesh, all those things. Took about like 3 or 4 samples until we finally got something that was workable and something that I felt like was good enough to put out to the public.
So, where are your suppliers and like where are they crafted?
Yeah, so everything is made in China right now.
Yeah.
So it's just the most like logical way to do it. Maybe not now with the tariffs and everything that are about to happen, but right now I feel like most manufacturers are coming from China or at least somewhere in Asia.
Yeah, I met this one dude in New York. I was working with a female rapper up there, and she was tapping with this fashion guy from up there, and he's got some shoes too. They look similar to Asics and similar to Chucks, but he was getting them, I think, in like Japan or somewhere.
Yeah.
A warehouse out there or some.
Japan, Taiwan,
Yeah.
China.
Is South America somewhere too, like a spot?
I think I've seen a couple other companies go to like Brazil to get like foam type of shoes, like recovery slide type of shoes done.
Yeah. Geiger with his foam slides.
Yeah.
That's where I heard that. Okay. You've been in the shoes obviously forever, I guess.
Yeah, my first like experience with shoes had to be with Allen Iverson, like growing up on AI, the Reebok Question Mids. That was like my first basketball shoe that I was like, wow, shoes are so cool. Like, this is crazy that I can like. You have a pair signed by him?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got one signed by him too, which is a full 360 moment.
Yeah, I felt the same way.
But yeah, that kind of really got me into shoes, and I played basketball growing up. And my first pair of Jordans, my dad's from the Bronx, so he got me a pair of like Jordan 3 Knicks, which is like New York colorway.
Yeah.
So that was like my first pair of Jordans that I ever had. And I would say
Were you balling in Jordan 3s, bro?
I was balling in mainly Nike
Kinda
Hyperdunks.
flat, bro.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. You couldn't ball in them. It was Nike Hyperdunks, if you remember those.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I was hooping in those. LeBrons, the Soldiers. I think they were the Soldier 4s. Played at a lot of games in those. But never really played in Jordan's like actual basketball. It was more for like style.
Dude, I did as an adult. I needed basketball shoes, bro. I got calls and was like, "Yo, you want to play ball?" I don't play ball that often anymore. Mm-hmm. I had a pair of Red 13s, bro, just in the box still.
And you were hooping in those?
Oh, it hurts so bad.
Yeah. There's a reason why that technology was like good back in the 80s and 90s, but not in the 2020 era.
I would not recommend that. How did you end up in that Roots game?
I ended up in the Roots game. Shout out to Noggin Boss.
Okay.
You know, the big old hats that Gillian Wallow wear. We collaborated with them, and we're like brand partners with them. So they reached out to me and said, "Yo, Gillian Wallow got this celebrity basketball tournament. Would love for you to pull up." I thought we were just going there to get content, and then there ended up being some extra spots. So I got called up to the stage to hoop.
Called up to the major.
I had a bucket. And only played for like a minute, but it is what it is. I wasn't the main guest, main star, so I was cool with, the time I was given, and
Dude,
it was a dope time.
Dude, you made good use of that time. You had the shoe, you were going around, you were doing what you needed to do.
Yeah, for sure. We were doing content.
Yeah, you're doing your thing.
Yeah. Got to meet Coop.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
He's a legend.
Yeah, bro, that was some. So I guess you are from Philly, right?
Yeah, I was born in Abington.
Okay. Oh, bet.
So I spent a lot of my childhood in Abington, and then I went to St. Joe's Prep.
Oh, dude, I went to Roman.
You did?
Yeah, I graduated in 09.
09? Okay, I was 14. So we kind of just missed each other. But what did you play any sports?
I just ran track. I was pretty quick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did you run? What type of
The 1
race?
and 2 and the 4x1.
Okay, so you were a sprinter.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
You remember your times?
My 2 was always pretty good. I was like around 23s.
Okay, that's pretty fast.
Yeah, I was actually pretty quick at one point. My 100 was pretty like okay. It was like 12.
Okay.
Like low 12. So it wasn't great.
Yeah. I never ran track. It's something I wanted to always do. But there was one time in college we did like 40-yard dash, like really timed, like some NFL combine type shit, and I ran a 4.54.
Where did you go to college?
University of Michigan.
Oh, that's fire. What did you go to school for?
I was a biopsychology major.
So nothing that you're doing.
So no, absolutely nothing that I'm doing right now.
Fire.
But I really went there to play lacrosse. I was a lacrosse guy. Laxboro.
Dude, wow, we're just peeling back the layers of the onion.
Yeah.
You went to the prep and you played lacrosse.
I went to the prep because of lacrosse. Like I got recruited.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much. It was either back then. I feel like it was LaSalle and the prep.
LaSalle was a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Lacrosse back then.
And I didn't want to do that.
Before lacrosse was even like, I guess I don't want to say popular, but it's like I feel like as a kid it was like when we were growing up it was harder to find leagues to play in for lacrosse. Whereas like now my son's 11, almost 12, and it's like Conchi has a couple like
Right.
leagues now.
Yeah, it's more focused on like closer to the city at least too.
I
Yeah.
guess that's what I'm trying to say because it was definitely not a city sport.
No,
Like at all.
no, for sure.
My first exposure to it was high school.
Oh, really?
I swear to God, bro. Like, yeah, that was the first time like there was ever access to it for me.
I don't even know if did Roman had a team?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's right. They were kind of trash, I'm not going to
Yeah,
lie.
they were probably average.
I think below average
They
for
were
sure.
always good at basketball.
They were, yeah, basketball
Basketball
for
was
sure.
always good at, bro.
Football was solid too. But the prep was just dominant at football too.
Dude, I mean, that was the thing, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, we used to, I just remember, it's funny that you're sitting in my chair now because it's like, we used to make like t-shirts in the student section where like our mascot would be choking
The Hawk?
the hawk, dude. And like,
FTP.
looking back, that is so funny now. Like, as an adult, I'm like, bro, that is so
That's some wild shit.
yeah, bro. Like, and it's even funnier too because it's like a Catholic school and they just like let you.
Yeah, it was all straight. It was fine.
Yeah, bro. What the hell? So were you like were you into shoes back in high school too? I guess like heavily. Were you in the resale game?
I was not in the resale game until like 2018. So after high school, in college, like not even in college, my year I graduated college. Basically, I got a job, and I always loved shoes, right? Like that was my thing. So I got back into like buying shoes, like with my own money. I had a job, making decent money, and I was probably buying every release every weekend.
That was that?
That was like the Yeezy era,
Yeah.
and there came a point where I was spending way too much on sneakers, and I was like, you know what, I got to figure out a way to flip some of these or like sell some of these because I'm overspending on it. And I remember like flipping my first pair of shoes, and I was like, damn, I just made like the same amount of money I made all day working at this job.
What was your job?
I was in pharmaceuticals at Merck.
Oh, so you were actually doing your degree.
I was doing well, exactly.
Yeah, so
I was doing my degree to an extent.
Yeah. Okay.
And then 2 years of that, 2 years of that ended up being the last time I went corporate.
What was the final? Like, what got you out of corporate? Was there like a big?
Yeah,
Big payday or
the
something?
pandemic, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Like during the pandemic is when I really focused on the shoe reselling because I had time.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't going to the office. I was working from home, and I had the ability to like build out my, sneaker empire or like business that I was running, like side hustle. And I remember the main payday was I made like 30 grand in a month reselling
Just reselling?
Cool Grays, and I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm not working. I literally left the
Once
job
you
the
get
next
that
month.
taste, it's like, all right,
Yeah.
I can do it one time. I can probably do it a second time if I try hard enough.
Oh, I was like, this was during December, so
Do you know Clutch Sweat? What the hell is that kid's name, dude? Oh my God, he was another one like back in that era.
Clutch.
Clutch Sweat. I forget what his name. He has like a crazy online store now that does really well. He like steps back from content and has like an insane online.
Yeah, it's tough to do both.
Yeah.
To be able to run a full-time business and also do the content like at a high level.
I gotta look up that kid's name. I feel like you would probably know him. But dude, 30 bands off of Cool Grays is.
Yeah, it was like in a weekend
Did you
too.
keep any for yourself?
I kept one pair.
One pair.
Yeah. Yeah. Had to keep one pair.
Yeah, dude.
That's one of my favorite shoes. Not just because of that, but I really love that pair
I
of shoes.
think I've cycled through every 11. Like,
Yeah.
I've always bought and sold and just got.
So you're a big sneakerhead too?
I like, for years I was.
Uh-huh.
Now as I've kind of gotten older now, I just like buy what I like and shit. I still follow along.
Yeah.
But for a while, dude, when I first started cutting hair like in a barbershop, it was back when like the buy, sell, fresh, whatever that Philly Facebook page was.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm still a part of that.
Yeah, bro. I would literally, Phil banned me years ago, actually. Years ago.
Why'd you get banned?
I don't remember. I just
You must have been doing some nut ass shit.
off camera. I won't think we can talk about Phil off camera. But you know Phil?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I've never met him personally. It's just all been internet stuff. But like everyone I've talked to that has had interactions with him has had similar ones. So I know it's not just me. Yeah, dude, it was like back then. So I was cutting in a shop, and that was also at a time period when you could go to Foot Locker at like 5, 6 in the morning in the mall and just wait for the store to open. So I would go grab shoes and then go to the barbershop and cut hair on a Saturday and then put the shoes on Facebook and then throughout the week
Sell them.
out. I would just have people come to the barbershop and just be like, yo, I got them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was a great side hustle.
Yeah,
like,
it was really fire.
if you had any ambition to like go and do that, it was a very easy
And it was also
way to
too,
make
like,
money.
That was before Jordans hit that
Really
200
exploded.
Yeah, they hit that. Yeah, they were still like a 165 to 180 price point.
Yeah.
So you could resell for 220, 275
Right.
and make
Make a
something.
couple 50, 60 bucks and
Now it's like
keep it moving.
retail is 220. It's really not even worth it.
Yeah.
It's really not much of a. You got to do high volume.
You got to do high volume, and you also have to be able to not be reliant on the shoes that are coming out. Like, you got to be able to sell the old stuff, or like things that have already re-released, you know, or released before. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Like what?
So, like, for example, right now, I wouldn't go out and go get the next release, like whatever that next release is. I would go see what is trending and just try to make a margin off of that and buy it in bulk.
Like, I guess Panda Dunks at one point.
Panda Dunks are so cooked.
Yeah. At one point, they were.
At one point, they were going crazy. Like, most resale shops were selling them for like $400,
Insane.
and the retail on them was $100.
It
So
made no sense.
they were cooking.
Made no sense, dude. That was a weird one.
It was a weird time. Everything. Do you know about these Labubus?
Yeah, dude.
Are you a Labubu fan?
Like, I kind of want one. Just
You kind of want one.
Just because they look fucking like. I got a bunch of weird stuff on my desk at home.
Okay.
I got cause dolls. I got pop up thing. I got like a bunch of weird shit. So I'm like, oh, that would probably fit on my desk at home. But I don't have one.
Well, they're going crazy
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
weird, dude. I saw on Complex or somewhere this morning that a Chinese bank was like bribing new customers with Labubu. Like, if you come bank with us, we'll gift you.
We'll give you a Labubu.
Like, yeah, bro. Like,
It's crazy,
bro,
bro.
what the fuck? And the Chinese government had to ban it. They're
Yeah.
like, you can't bribe people with Labubus.
Yeah, SneakerCon. I'm going to SneakerCon this weekend, and they shot out like a message to all the subscribers, like first 100 people who like get there get a free Labubu. So like it really is bringing people, bro. Like the Jordan 1's hype is like so dead. I guess Jordan 1 highs at least.
Just go buy a goddamn Labubu on StockX, bro. It's
They want it. They want that chase, bro. The mystery box.
Yeah.
The mystery box feeling.
That's also like weird. That little like the mystery box thing. That like we're living in a weird time, dude. The trends.
It gives people. I think of it like eventually everything will be like gamified to an extent, and people are going to want to shop and do things that have some sort of like risk reward ratio to it. It's just like I feel like human nature in people.
Yeah.
So the more you can gamify an experience, the probably more customers you'll have.
Did you see the wheel? Yeah, yesterday. He just sent me, it's funny you say, he just sent me on TikTok yesterday. There was a barbershop. that literally has a wheel.
Bro,
and you spin
I'm
the
telling
wheel,
you.
and what the wheel lands on, you get, whether it's a fucking flat top, a buzz cut, and
Oh.
free product. Like,
I thought it was like free haircut, not a free haircut. You pay pay double.
It could be a free haircut.
Yeah.
Land on buzz your head.
Buzz your head. That's crazy. I'm not doing that
Yeah,
game.
bro.
No, I've spent too much money on my hair.
Remember the Ultra Boost time?
Yeah, the Ultra Boost time frame. I remember I was a big fan of Game of Thrones, and I wanted the Ultra Boost Game of Thrones
Yeah,
collab.
dude.
But they did some good collabs.
That was a very comfortable sneaker.
Yeah, it was a good shoe, but it's crazy. Like these super hype things fall off a cliff.
They fall so fast, yeah.
So this
They
Labubu
fall
stuff,
so fast.
anybody who's buying, somebody spent 45 grand on a
Yeah,
Labubu.
dude, I'm seeing the numbers. It's
That
crazy.
shit will
Yeah.
give it a year, maybe 2. It won't be worth nothing.
No, it would just be this freaky little thing with
Yeah.
weird teeth looking at you.
He'll be like, oh, remember when I spent 45 grand on a Labubu? I'm a dumbass.
Yeah, people were spending that on Bored Apes, dude.
Yeah, the Bored Apes.
What's your Grail sneaker?
Grail sneaker. It's got to be the Jordan 1 Chicago, just because it's the one that started it all. Or I go with the What the Dunk. Nike SB What the
Yeah.
Dunk. Those are both Grails of mine that I don't have.
I was about to say.
So
Yeah.
one day I'll get them. I wear all my shoes though.
That's also
So that's
the
the
point
problem.
that I've gotten to. It's like I have a hard time like buying like fire shit because it'll end up just sitting in my closet, and I'll eventually hit a day where I'm like, I'm gonna put this on,
Right.
and it's like I don't know if I've ever broke the ceiling of like more than 500 on sneakers though.
Good for you.
Yeah, I don't think I ever have, truthfully. There's no telling what I would do at this point in my life. But up until now, I don't think I've broken that ceiling of 500.
I think that's respectable. When you start handing out bands for shoes and you're just doing it because they're cool
You
or
gotta,
they're
like,
rare.
wear them every day and sleep in them.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
But then you don't want to get them dirty or harmed.
The one shoe that I always wanted that was like just a little too high was always the Waterspoons.
Sean Witherspoons? Yeah, those are
Witherspoons,
tough.
Yeah, they're the ones that I always wanted. They were just always like 700-800.
Now they're like around 1,100,
Yeah, dude. and it's
1,200.
Like, I can't. It just seems silly.
Well, what's your thoughts on wearing used shoes?
Dude, I did it.
Yeah.
I've done it over the years. Like when you're in that reselling market, and you're especially on those Facebook pages, bro. It's almost inevitable.
Yeah.
Certain times shit pops up, and it's hard to separate the business and like actually liking it. Like if you're scrolling the
Yeah, for sure.
like especially back when we were younger going through it, dude, it's like you're scrolling that Facebook feed and there's something that you want and it's like
Yeah.
and it's like, oh dude, you don't care. So I have worn, I don't know, I don't think I've purchased a pair of worn shoes recently. I'm trying to think.
I haven't either, but the last time I did purchase a pair of worn shoes was the Sean Witherspoons. So
Were
that's
they?
yeah, and I wore those. It's cool because like you can kind of like rent out a shoe. Because I mean, at least if you're flipping them,
Yeah, because eventually you can just, exactly, get rid of them.
they're already worn, so you're like, it won't diminish the value if you wear it one more time.
Yeah.
So you put that on, flip it the next week, next day, whatever you want.
Was that hard for you at a certain point, or is it still hard for you separating like?
Early on, I would
you
say,
want
but like now I've kind of become numb to it.
I was
where
gonna say you're probably
I see it so often, and even like the super rare stuff. Yeah, like people like the super rare stuff, right? That like no one really can get. I'm getting texted lists of hundreds of those pairs, so it's like when I see it, I'm not as oh my gosh,
you're
like
kind of jaded to it at this point.
right.
Is there anything that does come across your phone that you're like, oh shit, like I kind of want this?
Yeah, for sure. I make a list now, and I do it on stream, and I'll like do like my whole wish list because like I'm not just gonna see something and buy it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't need that instant gratification. I need to like really feel like, all right, this is something I want to put in my collection. Let me give it a week. Let me give it 2 weeks. See
your
how the
collection
market
look like?
looks. I've got about 100 pairs in my collection. So nothing too crazy. Like some people got like thousands,
People have crazy.
like thousands of pairs. But honestly, bro, it ends up being the same 4 or 5 shoes that I
You
wear
put in the rotation
in a month.
Like,
And then maybe you swap one
Yeah.
out of that rotation, but everything just keeps collecting dust. I have so many shoes that just sit in boxes. I'll have to do a collection review or collection
you
review
should.
one
Bro.
day.
People probably are interested in that.
I'm just
Do you
waiting
have
on the
like
right
a
time.
room or like a specific closet that you keep everything in?
Yeah, I have it in a closet right now, but I do want to make like a sneaker room.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be dope.
Like a climate controlled, so certain yellow, certain
Yeah.
things don't get yellow on the bottom and stuff. I guess some of that stuff's inevitable too, though.
It is. Unless you're really like taking care of it on the daily, and I just don't have time for it.
Yeah. So what's your day to day like now? Just like, how do you map out your content? And your,
Day to day now, it's very different than what it was years ago. Back then, it was, me, our one videographer / editor, and my business partner, just like running around, trying to just stay consistent with what we were doing on Instagram and funneling, basically like just buying a bunch of shoes that we're releasing, buying from other resellers, and then trying to flip them as soon as possible. But now we have a bigger built-out team where we have a bunch of full-time editors, videographer, COO, CEO, sales and marketing manager, and then you have me as like the main creative,
right.
like that is actually in the content. And my day-to-day looks honestly a lot like taking meetings of like these brands that we meet with and collab with, meeting with the team, and then going over a content schedule of what we're going to be doing like on a daily basis, collaborating, trying to meet new people and make new content, and then actually doing the content.
How far out do you map out? Like how far? Like
About a month.
Yeah.
Like we try to, I know that we could definitely do, well, our like traveling schedule is already mapped out for the whole year.
Yeah,
but
that
like
happens.
as things like pop in, we kind of will plug and play if there's any availability of certain weekends or days. But the content, I feel like you can't go too far in the future because, with social media, like things and trends come and go in a second. So we want to be able to keep some days free so that like, all right, certain things happen, we can react to them or like get to that, certain scenario, whatever's going on at that time. Like certain conventions that we're going to be going to now, like we're going to be traveling outside of the country. We're going to like Hungary, going back to Saudi Arabia to do these sneaker cons and stuff like that. So you got to kind of keep your schedule open for opportunities like that.
Absolutely. So you said going back to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, we were in Saudi Arabia this past February, during the Super Bowl actually.
What was that like?
Saudi's honestly a very nice country, and I feel like the news in America like has a different stipulation on like what it's really like over there. Mm-hmm. It's very clean. The people are very nice and respectful, and they're very welcoming of us. So I'm very excited to go back for sure. Cool. It's a very nice country though. Like definitely not what we make it feel. I feel like the media portrays it as.
Really, it does.
Have you been out the country?
Yeah, I've been to London, Ireland, Scotland, and Iceland.
Okay. I've been to London. We want to go to Ireland though. There's like a sneaker event out there in Dublin.
Dublin's cool. London's pretty dope. I like London a lot.
Yeah, London reminds me a lot like New York.
Yeah, that's what I felt like. I feel like the food's just not as good.
Bro, I'm 100% in agreement with you there.
Yeah, dude, it was not.
Because I did like a little Europe tour. I went to London, Spain, Italy, and France. And London just was, that was like so
Ireland,
mid.
Ireland in the same way. It's just pretty just like basic white people food.
Like maybe I wasn't going to the right spots, but
bro,
I
you
was
don't
like,
season anything.
bro, this
Real
is
white people shit,
like fish
bro.
and chips. Like, come on, bro. That's what y'all are
That's what the
like.
hype is.
Yeah, that's where the hype's at.
That's the hype, dude.
But there was some other spots that I've been to in London that were good. Like we went to some like Indian cuisine spot, and it was actually really good. So it's not all of London.
Right. Yeah. No.
I still got to try. Like they got like a chicken sandwich over there that they really fuck with. I got to try that.
Have you? I guess you've gotten to meet a lot of really cool folks in all your.
Yep.
Who are some of the coolest people? Who are some of the coolest people you've been around, like that you've met that are like, even like surprising in a way, like because like low key, bro, like I was surprised with the baby like last week at the Roots game.
Yeah, no, DaBaby is definitely a down to earth type of dude. You could talk to him. He was easy to talk to.
He was super easy to
He
talk
was
to.
he was mad chill.
He gets a bad rap, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
He's like Saudi Arabia, dude. He gets a bad rap.
Right.
Yeah, bro.
Exactly. But no, DaBaby was cool for sure. Tyrese Maxey, I met.
Oh, he's a really nice guy.
He's a legend for sure. Philly legend. Very cool dude as well. And his brother like is a fan of the content, which
that's
definitely
cool.
helped.
That's got to be wild to like probably be scrolling and just to see like people you've been like following or listening to, and they're just like now fans of your content.
Yeah.
Your content's like,
One of those moments for me was I met Kevin Durant at like the NBA All-Star game weekend in San Francisco, and like someone introduced me to him, and they were like, "Yo, this is the guy who does the coin flips on the internet." He's like, "Bro, I watch all this shit. I know who he is." And that was like, "Fuck, Kevin Durant's watching this shit."
bro, that's crazy.
KD's a legend. So that was a cool moment. It's really like, I guess, it's kind of crazy that like the internet, like if you make viral content or you make good content, like it's most likely people will
People are
like.
gonna see
It doesn't
it.
matter who the person is, like they're gonna see it.
No, you have
Doesn't
no-
matter if they're a
and you
celebrity
have
or not.
No idea who's gonna see it.
Right.
Like, bro, you have no idea. Like, they're just like normal people sending videos in people's group chats with their friends.
Exactly.
Bro. It's like, and that was something that someone said to me that kind of changed the trajectory of like the way I like did my content. Mm-hmm. It was basically just like, dude, think of it how you would think of like what you would send in a group chat to your friends.
True. The engagement of like shares, comments. What are you gonna comment on? What are you gonna? Because that other than just the actual view, like that takes another step of like understanding what's going to get people to
actually
engage with it. But yeah.
Do you have a team that helps you like with your, I guess, all your SEO stuff or?
SEO stuff? No, we don't. But we do have a content team. Yeah. Like when we're talking about, you know, the ideas that we want to do for videos, what the future is for the company, where we want to go. And we really want to be like a media type of company.
Right.
Like, we look at a Barstool Sports as like one of those leaders of the space where we're looking to kind of like use as a blueprint.
Beautiful as always. I like that.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with your? Anything?
You can just like if there's any like, you know, hairs around it, trim it up, but you can keep it like whatever I got here. It's not much, bro.
Yeah, I got you.
It's not much. I'm ashamed of it actually.
It's alright, dude. Not everyone's gonna have what I have. Do you have an office, or do you work out of just like?
Yeah, we have an office. We have an office space. We've transitioned. Like we used to have a 10,000 square foot office that was mainly focused on the reselling side of the business, and now we've kind of scaled to the media thing. So we don't need all that space.
Right.
So we transitioned to an office that has like 4,000 square feet and has the ability to, you know, have all of our employees in, have some product, but not anything that it used to be back in that was 2022, 2023. A lot of the people who work with us too are remote. Like we have some interns that are remote, and most of the Culture Kicks employees are out in Miami right now.
And they all work remote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a crazy place because
Yeah.
I feel like that's my brother lived in Miami for a brief period, and now his girlfriend still lives down there, and I've been down there multiple times a year, multiple times a day, and it's just like, so what do you do? It's talking about how do you even afford to do what you do?
Yeah, you gotta,
here, bro. It's crazy. But I feel like a lot of people just are work in the creation space and
right.
work from home and shit.
No, absolutely. There's a reason why they're down there, and we want to go down there ourselves. We're just waiting on the right time. But I feel like in Philly, there's not too many creators out there that are looking to get to the next level. Where in Miami, it's a plethora of them. Where there's so much.
You just touched a nerve, my friend.
Why? You don't believe it?
No, I do. I believe that fully, and it drives me insane. It's I don't think that there's creatives that don't want to take it to the next level. I think that we run into issues with creatives that gatekeep, and they're afraid that if they give someone else information, that person will get further than them. That's something that I see with that. I don't see that people are afraid to get to the next level in the city. I see that people are afraid to collaborate and do it together.
Right. Okay, I hear you there. I've definitely tried.
That is something that I have had a hard time with.
Collaborating with other Philly creators.
Worked on, I've cut Teddy Swim's hair. I've done content for Teddy Swims. I've done stuff for Meek. I've done stuff for Friday. Mm-hmm. I've done stuff for Key Glock. I've done stuff for a lot of people. Not any of it has come from one connection I've made in Philly.
In Philly, yeah. That's interesting. I think that really Miami's just a content hub where
that's what I mean. A lot of these places
where no one wants to visit Philly.
No.
If you go and see let's say there's a an influencer out in Georgia, and you would be like, yo, would you rather if I text them hey, you want to collab, and she's like, yeah, I'll be down to collab. All right, let's do it in Miami or let's do it in Philadelphia.
Yeah, let's meet in Miami.
It ain't.
That's the thing is if you, I actually had that thought one day. It's Google tour. What do you do in Philly as a tour? 'Cause it's what do people come here for?
Cheesesteaks.
You know what I'm
Philadelphia
saying?
Sports.
Yeah,
we're a sports town. That's what we are.
That's it. But have you spent time in Atlanta?
Mm-hmm. I was just in Atlanta last week.
Atlanta's another creator.
There's a lot of creators out there.
Tons of them. I've been in the music studios down there.
Yeah, a lot of music.
Yeah, and
industry.
But no one's afraid to work together.
Right.
Everyone just works with one another. I don't know. Here, everyone no one wants to help. No one wants to give anyone else their access. It's weird.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, that Roost Picnic basketball game was probably one of the first opportunities that I've gotten from a Philly creator.
Right.
My homie was doing all the content for it, and they didn't have a photographer, and he was just bro, can you come and do photo? We have 2 video. I do photography and photo on the side, and he was can you come do photo? And I was yeah. And then I turned it into my own thing about just asking all the people who were playing their worst haircut experiences.
Right.
But other than that, bro, it's
yeah, I was gonna say
really impossible to get with creators in the city that want to build and work together.
That was definitely one of the best creator, influencer, celebrity things that
Neon was there.
Yeah, it happened. I know, right? I was surprised with that as well.
And then I went online, and then hours later, he's with
Skrilla.
Streaming with Skrilla. I'm bro, what is going on, dude?
Nah, he's killing it.
Oh yeah, he's got to be killing it, bro. 100%.
Yeah, the streaming thing is it's new to us too. We just started.
Say, how long have you been doing the streaming thing?
We really. I bought my PC in July of last year, but I wasn't consistent at all. Sparked it up a couple times, maybe 10 times. I started getting consistent with it this year, and we've kind of focused a lot of our content around the streams because there's just an opportunity to basically like double dip the content, right? Like you stream it so people can watch it live, and then the stream can be clipped and edited, and then you can push that content out. So it's just a better way, in my opinion, to do content creation.
Oh,
and it gives people like the real live.
And it's real.
It's real as shit.
real.
There's no cuts. There's no edits.
That's why it's funny you said that because yesterday when we were talking about you like coming in here live streaming, I had to say like, yo, like bro, it's in a barbershop. People talk.
Oh, they be talking crazy.
It's like people say shit. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, I can cut, I can delete my Instagram
Right.
stories, but like live stream is
Once it's out there,
it's out there,
bro. Like, somebody was like upset because we were doing a basketball game, and he like kind of crashed out on somebody, and he's like, yo, bro, like these clips of me you have on the internet are making me look crazy. I'm like, bro, once it's out, it's out. I can't do nothing about the Clippers. I can't do nothing about any of that. Like, and you know we're live. I was telling everybody, like, yo, we're live. This is a live stream. They're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, let's run it. But, yeah.
So now you said you got a fiance. So what's that work-life balance like now?
Whew.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
That was
She definitely wants me to work less, but I feel like, especially once you have something, like once you've like kind of built something up and like we have a lot of momentum right now, it's the time to really put your foot on the gas and go all in.
It's like the complete
So
opposite.
you can't slow down.
I know.
So I'm traveling like crazy.
Yeah.
I think this weekend we're going to Detroit. Next weekend I'm in New York. The weekend after that I'm in Atlanta. No, we're going to Fanatic Fest too. Like that's also another thing that we're looking to do is like to get to that Barstool model. Like you have to just break out of just doing the sneaker content.
Yeah.
And do things that also the audience might resonate with. So Fanatics Fest, we're talking about sports.
Yeah.
People who usually watch sports, like especially basketball, also like sneakers. So it's a good like transition to hopefully keep people like entertained and see me meeting all these like crazy athletes, crazy celebrities there. Hopefully.
Oh, you have a
cool.
recognizable. Like people know your face now. for
You
sure.
think?
I think so.
It was a point in time where
I do. Yeah.
people only knew my side of my face because of all the content.
I think people know your face.
So it took a second because people we started posting like content of like my face straight on,
Yeah.
and then I see the comments like I never knew what bro looked like,
Yeah.
and then now you're right. Like if I wear my hair like this, it's game over. I will get recognized. But I have my hair like sometimes in twists, and like it'll be kind of covering my face, and that's like kind of how I can go a little incognito. But
Yeah, I think that's also like the shittiest part, right? It's like
Yeah.
if you're an athlete or something, like it's kind of obvious. Like at some point, someone's
Right.
gonna recognize you
For sure.
But like when you do content, you could literally walk in anywhere and somebody, oh, I saw you on the internet. It's like,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I really understood the, I guess, effect of that when we started traveling outside the country. We went to Australia. I'll never forget. It was like it was the first time being outside of the country and doing a sneaker con. And this was last year, around March, and we had like a 300-person line waiting.
Holy shit.
Yeah, waiting to meet me and sell shoes to me. And every single one of these people were like, I see your content all the time, had something to say about who I was. And I was like, bro, we're on the complete opposite side of the world right now.
Like literally, like.
And these
y'all
people
are
know who
living
I
in the
am.
Future.
Literally. So that was a crazy experience. And I look at the analytics sometimes on the back end, and what's wild is like the Australia population, like the demographic only was like 1%, 2% of the audience. But I guess every, 2% of Australia was at that convention.
Was there, bro.
They were there showing love, so.
Well, and that's the
was
crazy
great.
part, right? It's like we get so caught up in views, right? It's like if you're used to getting, I don't know, 50,000 views and your video does 17,000,
Yeah.
and you get pissed off, but it's like, bro, at the end of the day, imagine filling a room with 17,000 people to
It's
view
a
that.
crazy amount of people.
Bro, it's like that's
No.
still like
I can't wrap my head around some of it because like I think our our highest viewed video has like 60 million views.
Yeah, I was about to say,
and I was like, I can't
Well, and that's
even
the
think
thing, it's like
about
you
what
have,
60
like,
million
that's
people looks like.
So many people, like
Yeah.
people you walk past probably saw it and don't even realize that
True.
it's you or saw it at that point.
Yeah, I call that the double take, when they'd be like,
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, that's a guy. Yeah.
they snap their neck, bro.
Yeah, bro. There's a dude I keep seeing on TikTok now. I think it's this dude Calvin or something. He goes in the grocery stores and does weird shit. And then finally, one lady was like, "Wait a minute, you're not gonna get me. I know you." And I was
that's
like,
funny.
"Dude, I guess that you hit that point when you can't." But
For sure.
yeah, that's gotta be fucking. That's gotta be the hardest part.
That wasn't really my goal, though.
Then you gotta be like on all the time too, because you really.
That is the one thing, like, I've been at dinners before where, like, I'm sitting down, like, enjoying a dinner with my fiance, and, like, somebody will just, like, tap me on my shoulder and be like, yo, you're the Culture Kicks guy, right? Like, can I take a picture? And, like,
It's like
she's
funny,
looking
like-
at me like, what the fuck is
It's
this
funny,
going
like
on?
kids and shit too. It's like,
Bro, it is a crazy demo.
See that? would
I'm talking about, like, 65-year-olds
See, that would freak me out a little bit.
to like 10-year-olds
Yeah.
to white, black, Asian, Latino. Like, I was in F1 Miami, and this, like, teacher.
Oh, how was that?
It was dope. But he came up to me. He was, like, 60 years old, and he's like, I don't like sneakers at all. He's like, but I watch every single one of your videos. And I was like, oh, yo, why are you watching these then, bro? What the fuck? What are you doing?
Fucking weirdo.
Yeah. But it's definitely, like, I'm very grateful for it as well.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that our team was able to figure out, like, how to be consistent with the content and, like,
that's like the biggest.
how to
part.
get it
I
out.
think that's the biggest battle is consistency and then scaling that content.
yeah.
Because it's one thing to just keep pumping content, but you have to like. At some point, it's got
Yeah.
like at some point you got to do something with it.
There was a point, like, there was some days, legitimately, we would be growing at, like, 30 to 40,000 followers in a day. It was mind-blowing. Like, people, like you said, some people don't see that in their entire life, and they've been building content their whole life.
Yeah, that's insane.
And we'd, like, I would say this, live streaming, TikTok Live.
Someone
TikTok
else told me
Live,
TikTok
bro.
Live is a game changer.
TikTok, that's when we first went live for the first time.
Someone else said that.
Because we were so caught up on, like, oh, we don't want to go live because then people won't watch the clips.
Right.
But in reality, it just makes people want to watch the live. And then if they miss the live, then they have the
Then they
clips.
watch
Or the people that watched it live want to see the clips.
Right.
Either way, to remember the experience.
that shit, yeah.
So it honestly just helped us, like,
Yeah.
so much.
I had a couple people tell me
TikTok Live. I don't see, and that's the thing. I don't want to I'm not a gatekeeper at all.
Yeah.
I would say, like, if you can, bust out 1 or 2 hours of going live on TikTok.
Honestly, like it's mostly been like girls who just get ready with makeup that tell me like it translates for them.
Yeah.
But I've heard, and I scroll, I see like guys who play music and shit online.
I don't see any barbers though.
Yeah.
I don't really see anybody getting
we've
cuts.
talked about that doing live in here, but like to your point, it's a lot of like certain day. It would just have we'd have to like put it into a certain time where certain people
Right.
like aren't in here. 'Cause,
The locker room talk of a barber
bro,
shop
like,
might
sometimes
get you
it's
canceled.
Really fucking shitty in here, bro.
Oh, let's go. Clean.
How's that, bro? Cool.
Yeah, I'm ready for SneakerCon.
Oh
Hell yeah. I appreciate it, bro.
I'm glad this worked out.
Absolutely, bro. Thank you so much, bro. How do I pay you?
Dude, you're good, bro. Just accept the collab invite.
Accept the collab invite. That's more worth. That's worth more than gold these days. The collab invite.
As soon as accept the collab, I don't even give a shit. I'll be here all day, dude.
But yeah, I would say definitely, bro. If you can get on,
No, I gotta. I think it's also
TikTok?
too, like. I think for me, it's like there's also like an anxiety thing about being live. Like I don't like feel like I would know how to act on live in a way. Like
I mean, we're live right now.
I know,
You just
exactly.
you're acting
I know,
normal.
It's normal.
Yeah.
Fuck, I know. I'm not really thinking about it.
Right.
Like, to intentionally pull my phone out and just like go on TikTok live, like with that intent, there's like a hurdle I have to get over.
I feel you.
Because I've been told now for like 2 or 3 months, honestly, TikTok live. And I keep complaining about like my shitty growth on TikTok. And
They're definitely pushing people who go live too. Like,
oh, bro,
that algorithm.
Notifications I've gotten telling me to go live. From TikTok.
Yeah.
Like every day I go on and they're just like, go live.
Yeah.
This, and this. And I'm like, oh. You know,
Just listen to them one day, bro. Because then, like, it's gonna take a minute though, probably to. No, people, bro. Like, I'm telling you, there's nobody in the barber scene I see doing it.
No, you're 100% right. I really don't think there is. Hell yeah. I appreciate you coming in.
Absolutely, bro. Thank you so much for the cut. It's dope. I'm excited. Maybe we'll run it back. Maybe you grab some sneakers.
Yeah.
Next sneaker con, Philly. It's probably not till next year, but you Eagles fan?
Yeah.
We got to do some shit with the Birds.
Yeah, we'll do something, bro. I'm down. Are you still live locally?
Yeah, I live local around here. I don't want to give it up, but yeah. Not too far away.
No, but I'm just saying, like, in reference to if you like just pull up, get a cut.
Hell yeah.
I'm here.
For sure. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much again.
Yeah, my boy. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
For sure.
Great to meet you guys.
Man, take care.
All right, bro. Take care, Justin. Peace. They say W haircut.
Hell yeah.